Well, hello and welcome to this Saturday Daily Dominion. It is full random Saturday, and even though it's full random, we only have cards from 6 different expansions. But yeah, this one looks as swingy maybe as the other kingdoms this week, I don't know. But at least we have trashing again, and trashing we have in both Chapel and Sentinel, super strong, and also a bit of trashing in Mint. Anyways, let's have a quick look at the kingdom. The cards in here are, well, Chapel, as I said, a trasher, trashing up to 4 cards from your hand. Sentinel, on the other hand, can trash cards from your deck. Then we have other relevant cards here. Oops, Clerk, giving you +2, and each other player with 5 or more cards in hand puts one on their deck. So a somewhat, well, it's a hand size attack, not a discard attack, but can be nasty, especially in the absence of draw. And if we look at this kingdom, we do see that we do have Border Village, Blessed Village, Harbinger, Joust as +1 card, but nothing that gives +2 cards. And well, then we also have Contract giving you a 2 money and a favor on play. And we may set aside an action from our hand to play it at the start of the next turn, which would be nice if there were terminal actions that we would like to play, but really here the only terminal action we probably will play for a while is Clerk. Maybe later on we might get an Herbalist if we miss out on the plus buy from Joust, but really, yeah, it's not too enticing. It does come with League of Shopkeepers contract, that is, and that League of Shopkeepers says after playing League of Shopkeepers or liaison, and contract is the only liaison, if we have 5 or more favors, we get +1 coin. So after the 5th contract play, each contract play will be worth 3 instead of 2, and if 10 or more, also +1 action, +1 buy. So then it will turn into, well, the action we won't be able to use in the buy phase, but it will turn into proper plus buy. But I don't think we're actually going to reach that point with contracts here, just because they're, well, essentially silvers until this kicks in. And early on, it's, I think if we hit 6, it's better to go for gold than for contracts. We also have Blessed Village, which comes with boons that you can receive now or at the start of next turn. Boons you can see, I'll go for the rewards in a sec. Boons you can see over here. Especially the Will-O-Wisps would be nice as they would provide some draw, but you would only ever get one of them. You have to be lucky to find the correct boon. Then we also have Joust, and Joust is quite the game changer for this kingdom, makes it at least somewhat interesting, but also somewhat swingy, because Joust says +1 card, +1 action, +1 coin. Okay. You may set aside a province from your hand and gain a reward to your hand. Discard the province in cleanup. And rewards here are, yeah, the bread and butter of this kingdom, I'd say, and you really, really would like to go for them. But to get there, well, you gotta be faster than your opponent, because if your opponent takes them, then they're inaccessible to you. And especially Courser and Housecarl here stick out as they provide a bit of draw, but also Renown and Domain, as always, are nice, especially if you don't have plus buy until that point. Colony also not looking all too bad. Maybe, yeah, maybe when you have some rewards, you go for contracts, but at that point you might also already have 2 provinces or so, and then yeah. So priority here is get thin and get provinces and joust. Very simple game plan, but how to get there is there's a question of what to thin with, Chapel or Sentinel, or try to hit a big mint. I think Chapel is tiny bit better here than Sentinel might get you trashed or thinned down just a bit quicker. Actually, I forgot to turn back on my camera, but it's not that important, I guess. Um, Yeah, I think Chapel over Sentinel is a tiny bit better, just because he will get trashed down quicker. You want to open this with Clerk, I think, and yeah, then hit Gold, hit Joust, hit Province, and be off to the races, hopefully. Let's see. You can also look at the Kingdom plot. As I said, a bunch of trashing, two top-tier trashers in Chapel and Sentinel. Unfortunately, nothing that can trash a card to get it like out of your deck permanently, because the draw is so precious here. It would be nice to remove the Chapel or Sentinel from the deck afterwards, unless you get really lucky and get the trashing boon from Blessed Village. Yeah, no draw and alt VP in the Kingdom plot, but Joust does provide some. I just think it makes sense to not put it in the Kingdom plot because, well, it might not be accessible to you. Then as I said, opening wise, I think Clerk Chapel is the best opening. Could also go for Joust Chapel on the 5-2. That's also rather okay. You don't want to go mint because that would cripple you for a bit too long. Mint Chapel, yeah, sounds a bit sad. You will need to buy coppers, and if your chapel misses, then you're in a really bad position. Um, yeah, I don't know. Clerk is just nice because the discard attack really, really hurts here because uh, if you attack your opponent and they are not drawing that much anyways, then yeah, Clerk is quite devastating. And the AI does seem to think the same. And we already hit 6 here, and I think we're just going for a gold. Joust we'll get later. And see already this is pretty annoying. Oh, I should have thought about this a bit more. Top decking Chapel would have been an option, but the problem about this, I think it's still correct to not top deck the Chapel, is that you shuffle all of this junk in again, but there are two estates there. So yeah, the Chapel of course misses these estates. Now we all only hit 3, and the next turn we have the Chapel. At least we will get to trash 2 more coppers. Um, I'm actually thinking about skipping a buy here, or maybe just going for Harbinger, just because, yeah, getting a silver in deck. Well, if we were to, yeah, I think going for Harbinger is fine, and next turn we pick up a Joust, unless, of course, well, we do get Clerk attacked. AI trashes 4 coppers with mint. Maybe that's what we should have done on turn 4 as well. With the Clerk in deck, it's not too bad. Yeah, things are not going that greatly. AI is thinning down rather quickly. Hopefully we do not draw the Clerk here. No, we do draw a state. And I think trashing these two and just picking up another Joust is correct. Yeah, let's top deck. We do want to play the Clerk as often as possible. Let's just top deck the Harbinger or the estate. So down there are 2 Jousts and the Chapel and the gold. That's already 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, and then 1 more copper, I believe. So yeah, next turn just get the Harbinger, so we maybe can play Clerk again. And AI trashes this, buys a silver, and I think we just go for a Blessed Village, even though it doesn't do that much for us, but later on we might be able. Actually, the plus card next turn sounds really nice. We will be able to top deck Clerk and play it here and also get a, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If we play the Joust, and I think it's worth playing the Joust here, the high roll would have been to also find the Blessed Village there. But yeah, attacking the AI, I think it's better than trashing even. The 2 Jousts. This is of course not great. Again, just top deck the Blessed Village, but next turn we will be able to find, we will be able to connect Province and Joust, hopefully. Are we guaranteed to? I don't think we are guaranteed to. No. Yeah, well. And AI is stocking up on more of that stuff. No, we are guaranteed to, actually. Now, what do we want to go for here? I think the goal this turn is to just go for yet another province. So probably this could be Courser. This could be Domain or Renown, or some sort of draw. And yeah, I think Courser is just the best card to smooth out the coming turns. I actually feel really good about our position suddenly, just because AI has skipped on Province so far. So if we play this Joust and the Clerk, we can then think about what to play this Courser as. I actually, yeah, the Courser isn't doing anything for us this turn. We could play to draw the Chapel, but then we couldn't hit Province, or we could play it to like we could play it for plus cards and actions and then play the Chapel, but then we couldn't trash the Copper, or we could play it for 2 cards and 2 coins, but then we wouldn't have an action for Chapel. So I think it's just Province, and then we connect Joust with Provinces again, and we will have 3 of the rewards already. I should go for Province here for sure. Let's see what it does. I don't feel it matters what we top deck. Yeah, the Clerk attack is supremely annoying here for sure. Let's go for, I think Domain and Housecarl, or Renown and Housecarl are good. Probably Domain is just a tiny bit better. But yeah, anyways, early on, let's go for the Housecarl. Like the draw is just great. And then next turn AI will probably pick up Renown, and we get to pick up the Colony afterwards, which is also still pretty good. And yeah, I think the Domain with the points and actions and buys, it's a tiny bit better, but I could be convinced otherwise anyways. So let's go for actions, coin here, and we still get to decide what to do. Yeah, we can draw into the gold, which is about the same value as Renown. We get more victory points, and yeah, I think I like the Domain. Draw here, trash the last copper, play the Clerk. Like, do we want to trash the last copper? This would be 10, 12. With one more, we would be able to buy one more Joust, but we don't really need it. So I think we just pick up another Blessed Village with the province here. And yeah, should be pretty good. And it's a Swamp's Gift, but by now the only card it can, well, no, the only cards it can draw are the rewards or the Chapel. I was about to say the only card it could draw was the Chapel, but no, the rewards, since they cost 0. The Swamp's Gift is still pretty good. But we do dud here on this next turn. We probably just buy a duchy, just cement our lead. AI also duds, does not connect Joust and Province just yet, which is great. Goes for a second Clerk, also not too unheard of. And we pick up a duchy, and in principle we should kick off this next turn, especially with the Housecarl. We probably get attacked since AI does have the 2 Clerks. It hasn't yet. Okay, now it has connected Joust and the thing. Okay. Yeah, we do top deck, I guess, the chapel. Let's see what Will-O-Wisp can find. Not that. What can this top deck? Probably the Clerk, as we would rather play this than the chapel before playing the Housecarl. But yeah, we do have the actions for it. Play the Clerk. We draw 5 cards, and yeah, I don't think we want to put a gold in there, do we? Probably not. Just yeah, pick up the coronet here. Actually, we can put a gold in there and draw it, because the coronet will now allow us to double play this Joust. Pick up the huge turnip. Set aside yet another province for good measure, +2 cards, +2 coins, and already we have 23, which is one too few to finish the provinces, but yeah, I mean, AI is not going to come back from this, especially given given our hand here. We are almost, yeah, we're guaranteed to hit Duchy again, which is about half of the victory points available. So yeah, it's looking pretty good, and AI thinks so as well, just finishing the game. Yeah, kind of an ugly kingdom, to be honest. Like, I think AI just hesitated way too long to pick up a province there. Like, it got all of those jousts and did seem to have a slightly better early game with that nice mint trash. And yeah, I didn't think about, like, on turn 3, the gold that we bought could have also just been a mint trash. Was a bit scared about losing out on economy, but having the Clerk in deck should have alleviated that. Yeah, but at this point, at turn 6, it had, or turn 7, how much money did it have? +2. Okay, it trashed down again. Then it had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to gain more jousts. Maybe it never hit the 8 for province. 2 with the Clerk, Joust. Also only 6, then Border Village Joust. Yeah, this probably shouldn't have been the Border Village Joust. The Border Village does not do anything for you here. I think this should have just been a gold to prioritize picking up a province, because at that point we had already picked up a province. And yeah, I mean, turn 10 we trashed out our last estate and the coppers, just because the Clerk attack was so devastating and slowing us down with that stuff. But yeah, interesting kingdom, abundant thinning, but yeah, still you gotta line it up properly. There is no collage uploaded yet, and also yesterday in the collage I missed that there was, like, on the top of the house of the townsfolk, of the town crier, there was a weather vane that didn't belong there, actually belonging to hostelry. But yeah, I will keep you updated, and probably this weekend, as I said, there will be a video on the randomizer website. And until then, I will, yeah, I hope you'll have a nice day, and then I will try to catch you in the next one. Until then, goodbye. Maybe I forgot to showcase the decks, did I? Yeah, you can see them here. Anyways, sorry. Uh, goodbye. Sorry.